muna tayo. Okay, so again, ulitin natin as a continuation. So again, we have the medical legal office system, that is the system used in the Philippines, while the coroner system, of course, that is the medical system used in Europe, particularly in England, while the medical examiner system, that is letter I, that is the medical system class used in the Philippines. While we have the medical or the medical legal cases, of course, dinideclare yan, the dead on arrival. Then, of course, we have the autopsy. Of course, we have the letter B, palsying. Ibig sabihin, malalaman natin what is the cause of death, the manner of death, the time of death. Kapag, of course, with incision, ibig sabihin, hihiwaan, titingnan class kung possible ba yung death ng particular person is pwedeng violent ba, is that violent death, or it is a natural or normal death ang nangyari sa kanya. Then we have the virginity. Of course, pag sinabi natin virginity, that is the condition of the woman, that is letter F, or that is the condition of the women wherein wala silang experience in any sexual intercourse throughout their life. So that is a virginity. So tandaan nyo lang, ang virginity that is only applicable to women. Sa men, hindi natin yan pwedeng gamitin since let's go back to basic. That is the definition of virginity, the condition of the women. Then we have the cadaveric spasm. Ang cadaveric spasm, of course, that is the condition of death wherein there is an immediate stiffening. Agad-agad, there is a stiffening, ibig sabihin yung muscle, okay, nag-hard, or there's an hardening of the muscle after death. Immediate stiffening of the muscle. Agad-agad. Then we have the life. Of course, ang life, kapag malalaman natin na merong life, when there is an absence of death, ang death naman, merong death when there is an absence of life. So basically, ang life class, there is a vital processes or nag-function yung vital process natin, yung brain, yung heart, yung lungs. Of course, ibig sabihin, they are functional well, okay, based on their functions. While ang death, of course, there is a cessation of life. Ibig sabihin, there is a total stoppage of the vital functions of the person. The heart, the brain, and the lungs. So that is the death. Letter C, cessation of the life. Nakuha ba? Nasundan nyo, class? Nasundan ba? Nakuha ninyo? Please confirm kung okay na. Okay, sige, very good. Okay, how about let's proceed sa scramble number 2 before we will proceed sa next subject area. Okay, so pag sinabi nating injury, okay, physical injury, closed wound, open wound, vital incision, dislocation, laceration, punctured, and petichet. Okay, pag sinabi nating injury, class, what is injury? On the comment section, please. Okay, so what is injury? On the comment section. Sige. Lahat kayo class, sumagot. What is injury? Okay, so what is injury, class? On the comment section. Bakit wala sumasagot? There is, okay, pag sinabi natin merong injury, there is a anong sagot nyo dyan? Okay, merong displacement, merong sumagot ng impairment. Okay, so tama ba? Okay, mamaya ma-check natin. Okay, how about naman pag sinabi natin physical injury? Okay, again, what is physical injury? Okay, so what is physical injury, class? On the comment section. Pag sinabi natin physical injury, what is that? Okay, lahat mag-participate yung lahat ng natin dito, participants. Okay, so again, what is physical injury? mapapasel talaga kayo dito, class. So, of course, it is one way para mag-activate yung mga utak ninyo. Okay, so si Eugene, impairment. Tama ba? Si Daniel. Okay, how about naman pag sinabi nating closed wound? Okay, pag sinabi nating closed wound, class, what is closed wound? Okay, what is closed wound? Huwag kayo matulog, ah. Walang matulog. So, dapat labanan niyo ang antok niyo. Okay, pag sinabi natin closed wound, what is closed wound? Internal injury. Okay. Okay, how about naman kapag there is an open wound? Anong indication yan? Okay, anong indication ng open wound? What is open wound? Okay, how about pag sinabi nating vital? Okay, what is vital, class? On the comment section, what is vital? What is injury that will cause death? Okay, how about naman pag sinabi nating incision? Okay, how about kapag there is an incision? Okay, kapag may incision, ano yung ibig sabihin yan? There is a sharp edge. Okay, may majority of you answered sharp edge. Okay, tama ba? Okay, how about naman pag sinabi nating class, there is a dislocation. Na-dislocate yung mga bones mo, yung mga organ mo in your body. So kapag may dislocation, ano yan? Okay. Authority sumagot ng displacement. Okay, how about naman pag sinabi nating laceration? What is laceration? O nandito na pala sila Tricia, o mabuti nakiki-join na sila Tricia sa comment section. There is? Okay, how about pag sinabi nating punctured? Okay, how about punctured wound? Okay, what kind of instrument used to create or para magkaroon ng tinatawag na punctured wound? Okay, then how about petichet? Okay, pag sinabi natin petichet, what is petichet? Ang gagaling talaga ng mga students ko eh. Okay, pag sinabi natin petichet, pag sinabi ni clench, there is an exservation of blood. Okay, so let's explain this one. Okay, before tayo mag-proceed sa next area. Okay, so yan, sino si Xiaomei? Okay, so let's answer. Okay na ba? Okay, so let's answer, class, kung tama yung mga sagot ninyo. Okay, so please check kung perfect score kayo. Okay, pag sinabi nating injury, of course, that is letter B, there is an impairment Ibig sabihin, there is a damage class on any part of your body. So, pag sinabi natin injured, ibig sabihin, there is an impairment. Of course, meron pa yung remedy. Of course, ano yan? Pwede ba yung remedy or meron pang medication, di ba? If there is an injury. Pwede ang injury mo is pwedeng serious or not serious injury. Then, of course, we have the physical injury. Medyo madilim yung ano natin kasi ang kurtina dito class black. Okay, so okay lang. Importante, marinig niyo yung explanation natin. Then, pag sinabi natin physical injury, of course, there is a damage on the tissues of the body. Again, there is a damage on the tissue of the body. Then, we have the closed wound. Okay, ang closed wound, that is letter C, there is an internal injury. Sabihin, the damage is on the internal, okay, sa loob ng body or the body parts. Of course, hindi mo makikita, class. Yan yung tinatawag natin na closed wound. Okay, ang example niyan, we have the internal hemorrhage. Diba? Very delikado, class, yung tinatawag natin na closed wound. Diba? Yung internal hemorrhage. Kasi akala mo okay lang yung tao na yon, pero yun pala sa loob, doon ang damage niya. Bigla na lang mahilo, bigla na lang matumba. There is, of course, ang cause niyan is the closed wound. Then we have the open wound. Ang open wound naman, of course, there's a letter I. Ang open wound, ibig sabihin, makikita mo agad, visible yung injury or visible yung wound. Okay? So, kasi of course, open. Okay? So, yan yung, of course, when it comes kapag i-compare natin closed wound or open wound, mas delikado ang closed wound. Kasi hindi mo agad-agad makita ang injury kapag there is walang further examination na mangyayari. Then, of course, we have the vital. Pag sinabi natin vital, that is letter H, ibig sabihin, ang injury na yan is vital. Ibig sabihin, delikado. It will cause you to death. Okay? Again, ulitin natin. Pag vital injury, ibig sabihin that injury is, of course, it will cause you to death. Pwede mo ikamatayan. While the incision, that is letter J, okay, incised wound, ibig sabihin that is caused or using sharp edge instrument, nagko-cause or nag-create siya ngayon, class, ng incised wound or nagkaroon tayo ng incision. Then we have dislocation, of course, that is letter E. There is a displacement of the muscle or the displacement of the organ. Diba? Dislocation, na-dislocate yung posible, yung bones na dito, possible na yung dito na bones mo, na-transfer dito sa kabila. So that is the displacement or the dislocation of the muscle or the bones. Then we have the laceration. Ang laceration naman, that is caused by blunt instrument. Again, lacerated wound that is caused by blunt instrument. Ibig sabihin na while ang punctured wound naman, there is that is caused by pointed instrument. Then ang petichet, there is an extravasation of blood. Okay, there is an extravasation of blood. Okay, so yan kasa. So, nakuha na. Okay, ulitin ko. Pag sinabi injury, that is letter B. Impairment, physical injury, there is a damage on the tissues of the body. Closed wound, ang matatagpuan natin yan on the, that is internal injury. Open wound naman, that is outside wound. Vital, that is the injury that will cause you to death. Incision naman, because of the sharp edge object. We have the dislocation, displacement, laceration. We have the, of course, letter F, caused by blunt instrument. Punctured. We have letter D, pointed instrument. Petichet, extravasation of blood. Okay, so of course, yan yung tinatawag natin, of course, abrasion, di ba? We have the, of course, yung sa mga sharp objects. Okay, so yung rough object rather. Okay, so nakuha na ba, class? Nasundan ninyo? Nakuha ba? Nakuha ba? Bakit walang sumasagot? Nasundan? Okay, so yung iba, kamusta? Nakakasabay ba kayo? Okay, so of course dyan magtatapos class ang ating legal medicine. So we will proceed now on the other subject. Okay, para mas of course marami tayong ma-discuss this ngayong araw. Okay, so okay na daw. So majority of you agreed na okay na. So let's proceed now on the next. Of course, class, kapag tinawag ko kayo, don't forget huwag kayo mahiya makipag-participate kasi of course kahit nasa online tayo still, parang nasa face-to-face pa rin tayo, di ba? Online or face-to-face, same lang yung quality, yung pagano natin, yung approach. Kasi of course iba-iba naman. Kakagaling ko lang pala, class, sa Catanduanes. ano yon? November 4 ako umalis, then umuwi ako ng November 12, di ba? So ilang ano doon. So still nagkaklase pa rin ako sa inyo kahit nandoon ako. Okay? So ganun ang kagandahan ng online. Okay? So kahit saan ka, pwede kang makipag-connect. Of course, so we already discussed with the Specialized Investigation Fund. Dito naman, pag-uusapan natin ngayon class ang interrogation and interview. Pero pagdating sa board exam, konting-konti lang naman talaga ang lumalabas dito, di ba? Of course, maraming maraming confusing na naituro sa mga student na which is dapat very common na sa kanila pero nagkakamali pa rin sila. Okay? So again, pag sinabi nating interrogation, okay, nakalagay tayo na pag sinabi nating interrogation, so don't be confused mamaya i-simplify natin. Nakalagay dyan, it is means a formal and systematic questioning of a suspect. Tandaan nyo pag sinabi nating interrogation class, it means a formal and systematic questioning of a suspect. Okay? Kaya huwag kayong magpadala sa tinatawag natin na forceful questioning, complicated questioning, and so on. Kasi again, ang focus nyo, hindi doon mag-focus. Ang focus ninyo, pag sinabi natin interrogation, nakafocus yan sa suspect. Okay, nakalagay, under assumption that a suspect will resist the interrogator's effort to obtain the information desired. So it is an adversarial relationship from beginning to end. So the objective of interrogation class is to ascertain yung tinatawag na truth, of course, nakabase yan sa facts, in a lawful or professional manner. Ulitin natin. Pag sinabi nating interrogation class, of course, it talks about the suspect, whether it is a forceful interview, it is complicated interview, or it is a complicated questioning rather, it is a forceful questioning. Ang tawag natin dyan class, kapag suspect, ang kine-question natin is the interrogation. Nakuha nyo ba? Okay, marami akong nakikita, sir, dapat ang sagot is what we call interview kasi forceful questioning dapat ano yan sa interrogation. O, di ba? Diyan kayo nagkakamali class, okay? Hindi yan yung tama or hindi yan yung explanation or hindi yan ang nangyayari sa board exam. That is common mistake, okay? So hindi ganoon Tapos may sumagot pa, sir, how about yung mga hostile witness? Again class, yung mga hostile witness, okay, nung pinost ko di ba sa Facebook, still witness pa rin yun sila. Okay? Ang ginagamit pa rin approach doon, hindi interrogation, interview pa rin. Although, ang witness na yon is uncooperative. Ibig sabihin, parang mailap siya magbigay ng information. So that's why it is a hostile witness ang tawag natin doon. Okay? Nakuha ninyo? Kaya di ba meron tayong different kinds of witnesses and of course the manner of questioning them. Di ba? So meron tayong mga hostile witness. Yung na-post ko sa Facebook tingnan nyo doon yung na-post natin sa Facebook. So para from time to time, para makita nyo dyan, so yung mga kinds of witness na meron tayo, di ba? So ano yung nakalagay doon class sa post natin? Okay, ano yung nakalagay doon sa ano natin, sa post natin? Okay, what kind of ano yung mga witnesses natin, di ba? Of course, we have the honest and cooperative witness. Of course, di ba, yung honest and cooperative witness, of course, hindi na tayo mahirapan class when it comes sa tinatawag natin na na interviewing, di ba? So, wait lang, ipasa ko sa sa GC ninyo para masundan kayo diyan. Okay, so yan. So we have the honest and cooperative witness. Okay, again, we have number 1. We have, nakita nyo na class sa GC natin sa Messenger. So we have the 7 types of witnesses and how to interview them. Again, witnesses, okay? And how to interview them. Ibig sabihin, papasok pa rin yan sa tinatawag natin na interview. Of course, number 1, we have the honest and cooperative witness. Of course, sila yung binibigyan natin palagi ng mas malaking priority when it comes sa interviewing, di ba? So, ang person na yan or yung tinatawag natin na honest and cooperative witness, it is a person that has information and is willing to give it, di ba? walang hinihinging kapalit or walang hinihintay na kapalit sa pagbibigay ng information. Then second, we have the silent or know nothing or yung tinatawag natin na disinterested witness. Ibig sabihin, yung kinds of witness in class is difficult to interview. Okay? They don't want to get involved. Okay? Hindi sila interesado. Wala silang pakialam, di ba? So they are the silent one. Then third class, we have the reluctant or suspicious witness. Okay, yung reluctant or suspicious witness, of course, yung meron silang alam or meron silang information at hand na alam on a particular cases but they are reluctant. Ibig sabihin, nagdadalawang isip sila to share it with you. So that is reluctant or suspicious witness. Then number 4, we have the bashful or timid witness. Okay? So ang bashful or timid witness, okay? So pwede silang maybe a victim of violent criminal act. Kaya that's why yung mga especially sex crime class, they are, kumbaga nagdadalawang isip pa sila magbigay ng kanilang statement or they are timid. Okay, so yan yung bashful or timid witness. Then number 5, so we have the hostile and deceitful. Okay, yung witness naman, of course, they are attempting to magsinungaling, okay, sa investigator natin or on the process of investigation. Then we have the talkative and boastful witness. Okay, ano naman yan? So they enjoy being involved in the police investigation, yung mga bida-bida, okay? So sila yung mga talkative or boastful class na tinatawag natin na witnesses. Then of course, yung tinatawag natin na under the influence or consumption of alcohol. So they are open to talk. And then of course di ba pag sinabi natin under the influence of alcohol, so basically pag sinabi natin ganon, they will sinasabi natin na magbibigay ng tamang impormasyon, di ba? In vino veritas, in wine there is truth, di ba? Sinasabi nila na in vino veritas, in wine there is truth. So, ibig sabihin nun, kapag under the influence yung particular person, magsasabi daw siya ng totoo. So, of course, not at all, di ba? But of course, it is perceived. So, nakita nyo na? Okay, so nandyan natin na, nalagay ko dyan. So, kasi maraming nagbabattle dyan. Kasi ang naturo sa kanila class, kapag sinabi na forceful or complicated, that is interrogation. Okay, that is very wrong. Okay? Ang layo naman sa board exam yung mga nalalaman nila, di ba? Kawawa yung mga student class or kawawa yung examinees, yun yung alam nila. Huwag kayo mag-focus doon, di ba? Kaya marami nagagalit sa akin kasi pag ako yung sumasagot, iba yung sagot ko. Hindi yan iba ha. Tinatama lang natin yung mga pagkakamali niyo pagdating sa board exam. Halimbawa, yung sa characteristic of criminal law, sabi nila kapag generality daw ang ano nyo lang, ang tandaan nyo lang pa sa sojourning or living in the Philippines. Huwag kayo mag-focus doon, class. Okay? Iba ang keyword or iba yung dapat na focus ninyo. Kaya nagkakamali or kaya bumabagsak yung students. Nakuha ba ninyo, class? Nakuha ba? Kasi I'm sure sa inyo kung ang naituro sa inyo pag sinabi nating forceful questioning, interrogation agad. Okay. Saan dito? Number talkative or boastful. Yes, iisa lang yan sila. Isang kind of witness lang yan sila. Okay, so nakuha nyo class. So again, ulitin natin, huwag kayong mag-focus sa tinatawag natin na complicated questioning, forceful questioning, simple questioning kasi ang tawag natin sa kanila class, they are just an adjective or kumbaga pang mga flowering words ng yan class to make the question correct or to make the question scholarly or nakakatalino ang dating, di ba? So that's why huwag kayong magpalinlang okay? Kasi ganun ang board exam Kaya maraming nagagalit sa akin kasi yung mga yung mga tinuturo or naturo na sa kanila, binabago ko. Pero of course, class, it's not my intention na i-correct, di ba? Ang ano lang natin dito para pagdating ng board exam, tama na. Wala na magkakamali. Okay? Okay na ba? Naintindihan nyo na what is interrogation? Okay na ba, class? Okay na? Bakit walang sumasagot? Okay, so ayan, nandyan pa lang. Okay, so next tayo. Sumagot kayo, class, kasi online tayo, di ba? Pangit naman ako lang nag-isa nagsasalita dito tapos walang nagsumasagot sa chat box. So ayan, mas nakaka-board 'yon, di ba? So ayan. Then of course, we have the interview. Okay, pag sinabi nating interview, class, this is the questioning of a person who is believed to possess knowledge. Again, possess knowledge that is of official interest to the investigator. So it is an interview, class. The person questioned usually gives his account of an incident under investigated in his own manner and words. Kapag the questioning of a person is believed to possess knowledge, of course, basically that is what we call yung tinatawag natin ngayon na, of course, that is the witness, okay? The witness or the victim of the crime. So ulitin natin, pag sinabi natin interview, of course, ang nagbibigay ng interview is what they call the witness or the victim of the crime. While interrogation, that is the methods of interview, the method of questioning, class. Tandaan nyo ang interview and interrogation, ang title niyan, class, that is the method of questioning of a person. Again, ulitin natin, that is the method of questioning of a person. Pag sinabi natin interrogation, it talks about the suspect. Pag sinabi naman natin interview, that is only applicable sa tinatawag natin na witness or victim of the crime. Okay? Nakuha ninyo? Kung gusto ninyong maging top-notcher talaga, class, sa board exam, dapat, of course, you are, kumbaga, ang focus ninyo, yung tinatawag natin, consistent kayo. Diba? You are consistent with what we call na your answer, okay, in the board exam. Dapat very naka-focus or specific kayo sa mga terms na ginagamit natin kasi yun na talaga ang magpapanalo or yun lang talaga yung advantage nyo sa ibang examinees. Yung iba, ang kanilang pinag-aralan, surface knowledge, sa inyo deep knowledge, 'di ba? Kahit ano yung gagawin ng examinee or kahit anong gagawin ng examiner's class, so hindi kayo mawawala doon. Kasi of course, you are on the very specific, okay? Very specific uh, title or specific what they call terms and topics. Okay, so yan. Then of course, ang purpose nila, building of facts, tracing, canvassing, time, okay? Technique, and of course, the approach. Okay, so very, naman yan, self-understandable yung mga terms na yan. Okay, so the importance of interview, class. Of course, number one, we have the requisite of a good interview. Masasabi natin na ang importance ng interview. Then of course, rapport. Pag sinabi natin rapport, of course, that is building relationship with the information, with a person being interviewed. Again, pag sinabi natin rapport, ibig sabihin, to establish yung relationship to the person being interviewed or under interviewed. So rapport. Then of course, we have the personality of the interview and of course the interviewer, the breed of interest, the place and time, notebook, okay? So yan yung mga yan yung mga importance consideration natin, class, when it comes sa interview. Of course, ang pinaka-purpose natin is to extract or to gain yung tinatawag natin na information or data about the relative case or cases. Then, of course, we have the types of interview. Of course, we have the background interview. Of course, ang background interview, tinitingnan natin dyan yung background data of the particular person, the credit check, okay? Then, of course, we have second, interview on routine criminal cases. Tinitingnan natin dyan yung preparation ng mga, of course, yung mga criminal cases natin or yung mga offenders. Warm up, and of course, questioning. So that is the types of interview that we have. Okay, so sa background interview, we have background data and credit check. Number 2, interview on routine criminal cases, on preparation, warm up, and questioning. Then, of course, the elements of an offense and other points in case should guide the investigator in his questioning. Of course, number 1, kasi di ba, yung successful operation or successful investigation, it lies on the prosecutor. Diba? Dapat magaling talaga yung prosecutor class para masasabi natin that the investigation is successful. Number one, guiding the conversation. Of course, dapat as an investigator, dapat ikaw talaga yung mag-open, ikaw yung magdala ng usapan ninyo. So, guiding the conversation. Second, corroborating. Okay, we have the corroborating. Of course, corroborate with the what they call the investigator and of course yung person being interviewed. So corroboration. So hindi lang yan manggagaling sa victim, ilagay mo yung papel, agad-agad meron na, hindi yan. Okay, so inaccuracies, for technique of questioning, one question at a time. So dapat ang technique of questioning class hindi yung hindi pa nagkapagsagot or hindi pa sumasagot yung particular subject. So meron ka namang follow-up question. So dapat one question at a time para of course makuha mo yung information na gusto mo makuha. Second, avoid the implied answer. Third, letter C, simplify of the question. Dapat naka-simplify yan, hindi yung hindi mag-gets ng person being interviewed. Okay? Then of course, saving face. Then yes and no questions. Then, of course, we have the what we call the positive attitude. Okay, so in the positive attitude, bakit ano lang? Okay, so in the positive attitude, of course, meron tayong dapat as a investigator, meron tayong tinatawag na positive attitude. Okay, so ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng positive attitude? Ibig sabihin, dapat matapos mo class, yung tinatawag natin na questioning, okay, kahit ano mangyari ano man yung maging reaction ng person, okay, ng tao na yon, so dapat ipagpatuloy or dapat maging successful pa rin ang questioning. Then, controlling the interview. Ikaw yung magdadala ng whole duration task ng interview kasi you are the investigator assigned on that particular offense or that particular crime. Okay, so technique for controlling yung tinatawag natin na digression. Okay, so dapat merong precise questioning. Okay, meron kang methods, meron kang sinusundan. Letter B, shunting. Letter C, skipping by guessing. Yan, wag na natin ano yan. Okay, so yan yung ano natin. So technique for controlling discussion. Okay, then of course we have the types of interviewing. Of course, we have the children. Okay, the boys. Iba-iba dapat yung approach natin. The girls. We have the young persons. Of course, di ba, middle-aged person. Of course, kapag mga children, yung mga young person, of course, they should, dapat i-handle natin sila with care, okay? Or with extra sensitivity or extra care. So we have the middle-aged person, the old persons, and so on. So yun yung mga types of interviewee na meron tayo. Then, of course, iba-iba yung approach natin or yung system of questioning sa kanila. So we have the types and attitude of subject. We have the know-nothing type. Okay, so disinterested type, inebriated. We have the suspicious type, the talkative type, then of course the honest witness, the deceitful witness, deceitful or deceitful witness, the timid witness, and the boasting, egotistic or egocentric witness. Okay? Yan yung types and attitude of a subject or witness. Okay, so I already discussed that kanina. So yun yung mga types of a subject we have. Okay, so yan. Then of course, refuse to talk. Okay, hindi talaga ayaw niya. Silent. Okay, yung silent witness natin. Okay, so we have the approaches of interview to willing witnesses. Okay, so we have the complainant, the person complained of, the informants, the victims, the hypnosis, then of course, cognitive interview, yan yung mga technique class in interview to willing witnesses. Okay, diba? So yan, hypnosis. Okay, cognitive interview. So we have the technique to be used in cognitive interview. So avoiding interruption, dapat tuloy-tuloy tuloy-tuloy yung questioning. Next, relieving the event, recalling details. Yung parang mag-recall kayo class kung ano yung nauna niya para kapag malaman natin if there is an inconsistency when it comes sa answers niya. changing the order, okay? So yung methods or yung pagkakasunod ko nun, changing the perspective, recollecting by association, and so on. So yan yung mga technique class na ginagamit natin in cognitive interview. Okay, so yan. Okay, special consideration. So we have the legal constraint. Of course, di ba, kapag ano natin. So dapat meron din tayong limitation or meron tayong scope kung hanggang kailan lang or hanggang saan lang yung ating questioning. The Miranda admonition, public safety exception, and so on. So we have the voluntaries. Okay, pag sinabi natin voluntaries, it is the statement made by the suspect, okay, is deemed to be voluntary only if it is obtained under condition which cannot be considered as rendering it untrustworthy. Okay, untrustworthy. So, tandaan nyo, ang voluntary, ibig sabihin, hindi puwersa. Ibig sabihin, binigay niya ng kusa yung kaniyang tinatawag na statement. Conditions which will render a statement untrustworthy are the following. So, ito yung mga hindi pwedeng paniwalaan. Of course, untrustworthy, yung trust. There is a direct physical force or abuse. Ibig sabihin, before na-obtain or before nakuha yung information sa subject, there is a direct physical force or abuse na binigay. Second, we have the indirect physical force or abuse. Okay, we have the indirect physical force or abuse. Okay, third, we have... Ay,
Magkasi ka dyan?
okay, bakit? Okay, wait lang class. Okay, so again, we have the direct physical force or abuse. Second, we have the indirect physical force or abuse. Okay, indirectly hindi rin nakita o hindi na witness, okay, ng tinatawag natin na judge or yung tinatawag natin na mga person, okay, na other authorities, okay, or person of authorities. Then of course, we have third, the coercion. Ibig sabihin there is a compelling force. Okay, ibig sabihin puwersa class. Okay, so may pinapagawa na, against their will. So that is, there is a coercion. Okay, fourth, the promise of hope or of reward. Then of course, kumbaga binayaran. Okay, so yan yung mga condition which will render statement is untrustworthy or hindi pwedeng tanggapin. Okay, so there is a direct physical, puwersa, merong indirect physical force or abuse, coercion, the promise of hope or reward. Okay, so yan. Then, of course, we have the principle of interrogation. So, tanda ninyo, interrogation is an art. Okay? Pag sinabi natin interrogation, it is an art, it is not a science. To achieve a high level of proficiency in this art, the investigator must consistently engage in the practical application of the various techniques over a period of years. Kaya tanda nyo, class, kapag tinanong sa board exam, is investigation or is interrogation a science or an art? Ang sagot doon, it is an art. The successful interrogation or the successful investigation class lies on the ability or lies on the expertise of the investigator class to have a practical application on the various techniques for whatever case na hinahandle nila. Tanda niyo? Okay, it is interesting to note that although the Miranda decision with its advertisement of constitutional rights requirement has actually caused many law enforcement officers become more proficient interrogators. Tandaan niyo class, of course, kapag natin sa Miranda decision, di ba, that is the famous case or that is the landmark case sa tinatawag na Miranda versus Arizona in the United States kasi di ba, the investigator or the law enforcement officer failed to mention or hindi nila na-mention yung kanyang constitutional rights. So that's why it's very important na magiging proficient or magiging observant ang investigator class when it comes, of course, sa investigator or sa investigation na dapat naka-anchor pa rin ng kanilang mga actions to tinatawag natin na constitutional rights or constitution natin. Okay, that is the principle of interrogation. Okay, then of course we have the evaluation of the suspect. Of course, who is the suspect? What is her relationship to the case? Third is her guilt fairly certain. Fourth, doubt of uncertain. Does the interrogator have prior experience or information on the suspect as to personality traits? Baka naging dating suspect na yan siya. So yan yung evaluation of the suspect. So yan yung mga principle natin. The interrogation must evaluate the suspect. Okay? Tandaan nyo, the interrogator must evaluate the suspect. So that's why it is only presented, it is only applicable yung tinatawag natin na interrogation sa suspect. Okay, number one, of course, emotional state. We have the attitude of the suspect. Of course, that is a big consideration also. Third, we have the relationship to the case. Then, of course, the classification of the suspect. So we have the willing witness or the willing suspect rather, sorry. So, of course, they are cooperative, inadequate suspect, unwilling suspect, and so on. So yan yung mga types or yung classification of the suspect. Unlike sa witness, ang dami class. Okay? So unwilling, inadequate, and of course, willing suspect. Kaya huwag kayong magpaano class ha? Huwag kayong magpa-scam sa mga inadequate, willing, unwilling. Kasi of course, that is, dinadagdag lang yan para to make the topic or to make the term kakaiba or to make it scholarly. Nakuha ninyo? So, dapat huwag kayong magpa-scam sa mga ganon. Okay? So, willing suspect, inadequate suspect, and willing suspect. Okay. Then, of course, we have next tayo. We have the standard approach of the suspect. So, una dyan. So, we have the logical approach. Then, of course, the emotional approach, and so on. So, mamaya class, maano natin doon. Okay, the standard procedure for interrogator or interrogation rather. So the interrogator's conduct must not go beyond the accepted pressure applicable to the logic or emotion described in the standard approaches or selected techniques. Okay, so the use of force is never justified. So that's why, di ba, meron tayong tinatawag na zero tolerance when it comes sa paggamit or kahit saan, di ba, when it comes sa application ng force. There is an old adage in the interrogation, force is a weapon of the witless. Okay? Normal comfort must be provided to the suspect. So, yan. Of course, kahit suspected sila of a particular crime, dapat we must also remember na tao pa rin sila. So, dapat hindi masyadong harsh or hindi masyadong degrading yung types of questioning na meron sila. Okay, then of course, we have second, the interrogator or the interrogator class should ask only single questions and wait for the answer before asking the next question. Again, the interrogator should ask only single questions and wait for the answers before asking the next question. Of course, it will prevent class yung tinatawag natin na confusion. Again, yan yung tinatawag natin na the manner of questioning. Okay? Only single question and wait for the answer before asking the next question. Hindi ibig sabihin yung doble-doble or magra-rumble-rumble na. So dapat every one single question after each. Okay? Hindi yung hindi pa sumasagot, meron ka na namang tanong. Then third, the interrogator should avoid questions that suggest the desired answer or what we call yes or no. So a continued use of such question will primarily reproduce the interrogator's question later than the suspect's statement or yung tinatawag natin na responses. Ibig sabihin, class, avoid yung tinatawag natin na, di ba, we have the leading question and misleading question. Okay, what's natin ano yun, di ba? Suggest the question or the desired answer to the question. Okay, so that is not allowed. Then, of course, number 4, the interrogator should ask questions in a manner that forms the suspect to give narrative answers such as, what happened then? Okay, ibig sabihin, meron siyang pagsasalaysay class or makapagbigay siya ng tinatawag natin na manarrate niya kung ano yung nangyari or what particular ano yung particular actions, ano yung particular statement talaga yung nangyari, class. Then of course, kasi it is also important that the interrogation be recorded verbatim. Okay, so word by word. So via interrogator's notes, of course, a stenographer, electronically. Okay, so yan yung tinatawag natin na pag-answer ng question. Again, bawal yung pagbigay ng question that suggests answer to the question. Dapat give chance the suspect to give a narrative answer. Then number 5, if the suspect begins a narrative story, he or she must not be interrupted. Ibig sabihin, wag mong kumbaga dapat wag mo putulin agad-agad yung pagbigay niya ng narrative story or yung side of the story. Okay, while talking freely, a suspect may outsmart himself or herself, revealing information not intended for disclosure. So dapat kasi kapag ang ginagawa mo, kapag pinipigilan mo siya na magbigay ng information or hindi pa niya natatapos yung statement niya, tapos ikakat mo na naman agad. So ibig sabihin, meron siyang tendency, next time ganito na yung gagawin ko para medyo masabi ko na nasa tayo or yung tinatawag natin na ma-outsmart. Okay? So yan yung tinatawag natin na dapat hayaan mo siya na magsalita ng freely para of course there is an instances na hindi mo inaasahan na magbibigay siya ng mga information not intended for disclosure. So yan yung purpose, class, na dapat, okay, yung types of questioning is a narrative form. Okay, the suspect begins in a narrative story or in a narrative form. Then number 6, okay, number 6, sometimes it is necessary for the interrogator to jog the memory of the suspect. So it is possible for a suspect who is attempting to clear the slate to be unable to recall certain crimes or details of events that are long past. Okay? So dapat parang guluhin mo yung pag-iisip niya or yung memory niya para of course yung details ng event na nangyari in the past, okay, ma-remember niya or ma-recall. Okay? So, of course, di ba, there are instances rin na hindi lahat 100% marirecall niya ang nangyari in the past. Okay? So, next. Then, of course, we have 7. Note-taking by interrogator or stenographer can be at times a precarious situation. Okay, of course, di ba? Very important yung stenographer, class, para ma-record also yung pinag-usapan ninyo on the whole process. Okay? So yan yung purpose ng note-taking natin. Okay, so then of course, we have the patience. Okay, di ba? Patience is a virtue. Okay. So very important yung tinatawag natin na patience. Okay, patience is a virtue. Truth is the objective of interrogation. Tandaan nyo ang truth is the objective of interrogation. Ibig sabihin, naka-base yan sa tinatawag natin na facts. Okay, so let us compare yung truth to be a loaf of bread. So with patience, the interrogator can often obtain the whole loaf of bread or truth, di ba? So di ba kapag wala na tayong chance, it is a methods of obtaining or extracting information. Okay, that is interrogation. But there are times when it may require taking just one slice of bread at a time. So dapat kung actually, in one setting, pwede makakuha lahat ng information. But of course, it does not apply to all. Okay? So, nakalagay, di ba? It would require taking just one slice of a bread at a time. So, meaning, ang mangyayari, class, merong mga suspect or merong mga subject na tinatawag natin na they are kumaga tipid sa pagbigay ng information. So, dapat as an investigator, you must be patient enough, okay, to na hintayin. Okay, so yung magiging tinatawag natin na pagbigay or pag-reveal ng information. Okay, so yan. Okay, so that is the patience. Okay, nandyan pa ba kayo? Okay, then of course the use of terminology. So of course to avoid and better to avoid. Of course, okay, so murder, okay, so of course death, pag sinabi natin kasi ang subject natin is CDI, di ba? So when it comes sa CDI, medyo iniiwasan natin, di ba, class, ang paggamit ng mga legal terms. Hindi natin pwedeng gamitin si physical evidence kapag ang subject natin is CDI, at hindi rin natin pwedeng gamitin sa real evidence or object evidence kapag subject natin is, of course, sorry, sorry. Hindi natin pwedeng gamitin si physical evidence kapag criminal law ang subject natin. Sa real evidence, hindi natin pwedeng gamitin kapag CDI naman ang subject natin. Okay, so of course, di ba, mayhem, injury. Okay, so we have the robbery, property taken, a burglary, and third, of course, ang burglary class, wala tayong burglary sa Pilipinas. Okay, ano yung katumbas ng burglary sa Pilipinas? Anong crime yon? Okay, so what is burglary in the Philippines? Okay, so bakit walang sumasagot? Natutulog ba kayo? Okay, theft or robbery. Okay, wala tayong wala tayong burglary sa Pilipinas. Kaya pagdating sa board exam, huwag niyong isagot class si burglary. Okay, wala rin tayong manslaughtering, wala tayong third degree murder, first degree murder, and so on. Okay, next, we have the rape. Of course, ang rape, hindi natin pwedeng gamitin dito, have sex, okay? Then, of course, assault, scuffle, kidnap, move, okay, conspiracy, okay, conspiracy, arrangement, embezzle, of course, use, di ba? Embezzlement or use, life imprisonment, sometime. Okay, so yan yung mga better terminologies na pwede natin gamitin, class. Okay, so yan. Okay, next tayo. Okay, so we have the empathy and understanding, di ba? Sa suspect as well. Minimizing the seriousness of the crime, spontaneous remarks by suspect, terminating the interrogation, ibig sabihin tapusin. Okay, yan yung mga possible crimes or possible na techniques natin guys to have a better investigation. So selected suspect and technique na ginagamit natin class. So we have the willing suspect, inadequate suspect, natapos na natin unwilling, the egotist, the defiant, and so on. Okay, so interrogation. So a fundamental rule, options and procedure, matters unaffected by the ruling, okay, confessions without warnings, field investigation, public safety exception, right to counsel. Of course, we have the right to counsel and so on. So yan. Explain lang natin yan class kapag sa mga Okay. Okay. I-skip na lang natin dito. Okay, so dito muna tayo. Okay, dito tayo. Please answer pakibasa muna, Nasim.
For the purpose of simplifying the practical aspect of interrogations, special meanings will be attached to some one of the terms used. It should be understood that these conventions are not universally accepted.
Okay, for the purpose of simplifying the practical aspect of interrogations, special meanings will be attached to some of the terms used. It should be understood that these conventions are not universally accepted. Okay, letter A, interrogation, letter B, witness, letter C, suspect, and letter D, subject. What is your answer? Okay, again, for the purpose of simplifying the practical aspect of interrogation, special meanings will be attached to some of the terms used. It should be understood that these conventions are not universally accepted. Okay, so ayan, for the purpose of simplifying the practical aspect of interrogation, so special meanings will be attached to some of the terms used. Okay, it should be understood that these conventions are not universally accepted. Of course, ang not universally accepted class is, anong sagot natin dyan? Of course, the suspect. So dapat ang term natin na ginagamit class, always sa kanya is still the subject. Okay, subject pa rin ang ano natin, ang gagamitin natin. So, hiniwasan natin yung term na suspect. Okay, subject dapat. Okay, so yan ang tinatawag natin dyan. Okay, so we have, of course, the purpose. The primary purpose of the interrogation class is to obtain information which will further the investigation. So again, ang purpose niya is to further the investigation. Okay, so to obtain information. Okay, then of course, we have the list of the purposes of interrogation: to obtain information concerning the innocence or guilt of a suspect, to obtain a confession to a crime from a guilty subject, to include a subject to make decision, to learn the facts and circumstances surrounding a crime, to learn, of course, ayan, accomplices and fruits of the crime. Ang dami, di ba? And so on. So, yan. So, basahin nyo na lang class mamaya kasi hindi naman kailangan to ano. Okay, mag-focus tayo sa pinaka-basic. Okay, so of course, the interrogator, yung dapat meron siyang general knowledge and interest on the particular crime. Then, of course, there is an alertness to the crime. Then, of course, we have the perseverance. Of course, dapat hindi siya mawala ng pag-asa. Then, next, we have the integrity, the logical mind, and of course, the ability and observation and interpretations. Then, of course, the power of self-control as an investigator. Okay, so mag-end muna tayo dito, class. Babalik lang ako ng may lang. Anong oras to? Wait lang, kasi hanapin ko or yung presentation kasi na to hindi ko pa na-simplify. So, ipipresent ko mamaya pagbalik natin yung simplified form natin na discussion. Okay, para mas maintindihan ninyo nang mabilis. Okay, so ayan. So, i-end ko muna, mag-break muna kayo. Then mag-chat na ako sa Messenger kung babalik tayo ulit. Okay, so thank you.